to the Racer X Motocross Show at allysports.com. It's your 250 wrap-up of the Rockstar Energy Drink Hangtown Classic here in Northern California. A shivering Paul Lindsay, a shivering Jason Wygant, your host. They're clearing the trucks out of here. Racing is done, but they left some great memories in their wake. It was awesome.
Unbelievable. The 250 class never fails to deliver the action, and we had just a surprise winner and a rookie with Eli Tomac. Everybody was where they were supposed to be except for Eli, who snuck in there, and even admittedly in the press conference, a surprise win for him.
Yeah, unbelievable what Eli Tomac was able to do. We talked about all these contenders coming in. We knew that Christophe Pourcel would be tough, and he definitely was. He tied Tomac on points for the day, but it really doesn't matter. We've got a new contender, and maybe for the championship.
Yeah, and with authority, no doubt. I mean, a 3-1, he, like you said, he tied with points with Pourcel, but Tomac had something. You talk about performance-enhancing drugs in some of the other sports. I think Tomac had his own performance-enhancing drug called adrenaline, and I mean the kind the body naturally produces when you're a rookie. He comes here, he's technically the first rookie to win the first round. We've had rookies win their first national, but with the farm system that Factory Connection has in place, Eli Tomac, just like Barsha last year, showing up for the Nationals, sitting out Supercross, winning, becoming the first rookie to win his first national at the first round. He's the points leader, tied with Pourcel heading into round 2. And that adrenaline is a wonderful thing at the first round only. Bevo told Rick Johnson one time, the only thing that's hard about winning your first race is now everybody expects you to do it. So now that adrenaline is going to switch to pressure for round 2.
Yes, and there will be a wide array of contenders at round 2 going after Eli Tomac, the new target in the 250 class. Let's get to the highlights and show you how the rookie did it. Let's go racing the 250 class. Off the start, Trey Kennard going to grab the first whole shot of the season on the Geico Power Sports Honda, and here comes the cavalry.
Yeah, and obviously Tommy Searle with a great start, battling with Kennard, but Pourcel made quick work of him, jumped out front early, and was gone.
He was gone, and you don't really expect mistakes from Pourcel, so you figured that was an easy Moto victory for him. Stay tuned, folks. Meanwhile, working its way through traffic, you had Weimer there, you had Blake Baggett there riding well. They were challenging Searle and Kennard, but the real story already, that 243 at Tomac.
Yeah, Tomac started just outside the top 10 and worked his way up the third eventually by the end of the moto, but had to pass some fast guys along the way. Like you said, that battle with Weimer, Baggett, all those guys were up there, and Tommy Searle tried to hang on to second early. He was doing really well.
Yeah, he was. He was holding on to second, holding off Tomac, and then Tomac would get around him. Tomac, second place. That's pretty good for his first moto, and then all of a sudden, the unthinkable. Christophe Pourcel goes down.
Yeah, as he mentioned in the press conference, he made a mistake and he didn't like it, so he got back up quickly in third, and obviously looked like it was going to be Searle's moto, but Pourcel went back to work on those guys.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Pourcel was in that battle with Kennard and Weimer and Baggett. He pulled away from that group. He caught up to Searle. They're battling for second, and then Tomac makes the rookie mistake and crashes, leaving it up to Searle versus Pourcel to win the moto.
Yeah, Tomac seemed okay with his rookie mistake, disappointed, but he said, hey, I'm a rookie. I made a rookie mistake. What are you going to do? So that changed up the order again with Tomac going down.
Tomac's in third. That's a good, solid finish for his first race. Searle has it on the last lap. He's holding off Pourcel, and then the crafty Frenchman strikes.
Yeah, and Searle riding really well on that newly homologated 2011 KTM with the linkage, with the EFI soon to come. But like you said, Pourcel looked like he was just pouncing, waiting for the last minute to pounce, and got it done with about a half a lap to go.
He did. Pourcel takes the win. Searle a great run for second, and Tomac in his first ever moto finishes third.
Aaron Normal on the start line for moto number 2 in the 250 class. Now, Christophe Pourcel, the Superman, is really the man we want to talk about here. He went down in moto number 1 and still managed to come back with the win. Also, keep your eye on the rookie, Eli Tomac, finishing on the podium in his first ever Pro National in moto number 1.
Moto number 2, let's throw another contender onto the plate. Will Hahn going to grab the whole shot here and looking good out front for one lap.
Yeah, Will Hahn looked great in practice, and I think he was bummed when that red flag came out because back to the gate they went.
Yeah, big first turn crash. You can see here, luckily everyone was able to get up. Baggett got up. It was Drew Gosler who was down for the longest. He was able to get up, didn't race the moto, but luckily was able to walk off under his own power. So Will Hahn got screwed with that deal, right? Nope.
That's right, but also buried in the back on that one, who's happy about that restart, is Eli Tomac.
Yeah, look, Will Hahn's going to grab the whole shot again, but this time Tomac's right up there in the start, which he wasn't the first time around. That would loom large. Tomac would simply go for the throat and go for the lead.
He did, and Kennard was right in there on that restart as well, and it was a tight pack behind them. Wilson and Durham with good starts in that moto too. But like you said, Tomac just got out front and was gone.
So the real question was, how close to Tomac could Pourcel get to preserve the overall? Pourcel was soon up to fourth. with Kennard second and his teammate Wilson third. And you're just kind of waiting for Purcell to pull the trigger, but he never did.
He talked about in the press conference the rough track, one line, had a hard time getting around Wilson, his teammate. Meanwhile, Searle, the first Moto hero, was going backwards in a big hurry.
Yeah, in the end, Searle pulled in the mechanics area and didn't finish the moto, so not sure what happened there. Unfortunate for him as far as the points are concerned. Then Brock Tickle would put on a charge, and he actually passed Purcell.
Got up on Wilson, looked like he was going to get another podium this year. And Tickle, that whole group, Wilson, Purcell, Tickle, Hahn, Barsha, were all going at it near the end of the moto.
And then late in the game, as always, the crafty Frenchman strikes again. He gets Wilson, he gets Tickle, he gets to third, but that's not enough. Trey Kennard finishes second, and that's ultimately the difference. With a 3-1, Eli Tomac wins his first national ever.
That first moto was heartbreaking because it's like you have yourself in a good position, and then to just go backwards, it was just frustrating, And I came off the track and I was not tired, and that bothered me because I feel like racing these rough tracks, you should be pretty beat, giving your all for 30+2, but. That's behind me. I'm really excited about coming into Moto 2 and kind of putting it behind me and finishing it out strong. I was pumped for Eli, man. He rode great today, and for the first one, that's crazy. I'm looking forward to the season.
I don't know. In the 10th section, I went sideways and I crashed, and I never crashed, and I was kind of surprised, and I don't like to make a mistake like that, so I just came back on the bike and tried to win the race, and just passed Tommy in the last lap, so that was pretty good to win the race, but I was kind of sad about my crash because I never did that. Yeah, I think the track was kind of just rough and just one line, and I couldn't even make the pass on Dean, so that's it. I think it's the first race, and you just gotta be on the top, and you're gonna keep on winning the race, and you're still ready to win the championship. So we'll see next race how the track's gonna be, and then I'm just gonna try to win that Moto, but we never know.
Yeah, I definitely pulled a good old rookie mistake, but I was getting a little tired too, and I just washed my phone out. That's what it is. Yeah, I wouldn't have minded the checkered flag in about 20 minutes. And I made a few mistakes, but I could see I was kind of holding Trey at the same spot the whole time. We were kind of yo-yo each other each lap. So.
Well, this applies to both the 450 class and the 250 class, especially when we have a week off, Paul. How much is going to change between round 1 and 2 now that guys know what to expect with their motorcycles, their fitness, and whatnot?
Well, as Daniel said in the 450 show, these guys are going to go back home. They're going to come out swinging. Everybody got the cobwebs out. Even Tomac, I think, is going to have a lot more in Texas. I mean, he got the cobwebs out. This was his first race. Weimer, Barsha very quietly to a 5th place with a 5.7. A lot of guys are going to want to prove a lot. Kennard had a disappointing first moto. He's going to want to improve on that. So I think next week or 2 weeks in Texas, might see a totally different scenario, but I think those same 5 are going to be up front.
Yeah, absolutely. And just compare tracks here today. A lot of riders said it was tough to pass out here. Totally different conditions when we go to Texas.
Yeah, and a little bit chilly as we see here. Tonight, it was cold in the second moto, actually. Texas should be hot. Hangtown has been hot, but Texas will definitely be hot and rough.
So that's going to change things up quite a bit. Well, you got to keep tuned to us all year long to see how this thing shakes out on AllySports.com. It's your Racer X Motocross Show. He's Paul Lindsay. I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.